Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Thank you
Again.
for everything. Wow.
And again, thank you.
Appreciate it.
I saw you had some big smiles on your face when they were up there. You were really enjoying it.
A lot of our friends texted us the next day and said, we watched them on the internet because they're in different states.
Sure.
I was surprised how many people had really went online to watch it. It's good.
Yeah.
They really like it.
Yeah, I'd be curious. I mean, I'm sure Levinson's keeps track of those numbers. I'm sure they know the numbers. It's interesting.
I totally forgot until the first friend texted me. I'm like, oh my God, right. You can dial in and just
It's a nice mitzvah, actually, for people.
They
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
my lady friends in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, it makes total sense.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
On the right side.
Okay.
Shabbat shalom.
Thank you.
Hanging in there. Doing it.
We are.
Kind of celebrations.
He was never sick for
I'm Stu Kaiser. Senior.
never sick for 84 years.
This is
84 great years. And 2 year and a half, 2 years ago, not so well.
And we had 63 years of marriage. That was absolute.
My father would say it was like 2 life sentences.
Funny.
You know, the sense of humor.
He did.
Yeah.
He really did. He left us with a lot of
Good memories.
Kaiserisms to carry on for a
And
long
the
time.
grandchildren have them too. Very close. Very close.
I mean, it's interesting to be here when Newman is here, but obviously it's Passover, people are cooking and
Yeah.
getting ready to eat.
Right.
Which is really nice.
Basically, the Seder contains a lot of stuff in this earth, right? So,
Right. Makes a lot of sense. We'll be doing it when we get home for sure. So it's a good timing for us. Mom's here for a while until he goes back to Florida, so thought we'd come here. I think maybe tomorrow, is it tomorrow evening as well?
No, we're,
Saturday mornings.
I'm sorry, Saturday morning. Is that what it is?
yeah, we're not
We'll
sitting
see.
anymore.
We'll see, but
my daughter's supposed to be the first Seder.
that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Enjoy.
That's
all
that's
about.
special. Yeah. I'm sure she's excited. As much as you.
Oh, wonderful.
That's wonderful.
Mazel tov.
That's awesome.
Okay, well, thank you. That's really focus. People who need to focus. Oh, someone's outside.
You can, love it.
Anyway, I think he's a
And
great guy.
Allison was so, oh my God, she's so
Crying when she left.
I know, the whole time, almost.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk to her too much, but sorry.
Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. Thank you for coming, helping to make tonight's minyan, and also welcoming those joining us online tonight. If you're used to regular Friday night services, a little bit different tonight with the coincidence of the Yontif and Shabbos, and we're going to begin tonight on page 731. Page 731,
Yeah, I got it right here.
and we'll read responsively. 731, responsive reading. Teach us true freedom, O God of freedom, who revealed yourself with these words.
I am the Lord your God, who took you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Many are the slaveries still afflicting humanity, ignorance, poverty, and fear, lust for power, for wealth, and for fame.
Teach us true freedom, O God, freedom from selfishness which narrows our vision, freedom from hate and poisoning prejudice, freedom from gnawing fear and cold indifference.
Teach us true freedom, O God, freedom from sadness and boredom through the joy of serving you.
Teach us the freedom, O God, which can help us tame our passions by self-imposed discipline and law.
For only those who place on their shoulders with their own hands the yoke of Torah are free to carry its life-giving waters to our parched, barren, thirsty earth.
Call not a person free if such be the prisoner of fear or the prisoner of lust and greed.
But call truly free those who love the Lord and serve the Lord with all their might.
Call those free who bind themselves to others, for in such freedom all are made free. Teach us, O God, true freedom.
We'll pause now, remembering with reverence the art sites of our beloved departed observed until sundown this evening, 14th day of Nisan. Marta Frankel, Samuel Ben-Zion Ginsburg, Dr. Milton Jacobson, Philip Kastner, Morris Jack Katz, Max Kestenbaum, Marion Needle, Beverly Polt, Henry Schlein, and Mary Rosenschofer. Zecher Tzadik Livracha. May their righteous memories continue to bring blessing into all of our lives. Together saying to that, Amen.
Amen.
And in solemn testimony to that unbroken chain of faith that links generations one to the next, those in mourning, those observing yahrzeit, will you please rise? Text of the Mourner's Kaddish, page 124. Page 124. 124. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah.
Amen.
V'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yahei shmei rabbah mevorach la'olam u'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudsha b'richu. Leila minko birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yahei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom v'imrumav huya aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
And we'll pause also now to offer condolences from the congregation to members of our community who have been bereaved during the past week. This week to the family of the late Alan Kaiser, to the family of the late Harriet Lerner, to the family of the late Sonia Sandler, and to the family of the late Thelma Schwartz. On the bottom of page 41, joining together a traditional Friday evening greeting for mourners. Page 41, bottom of the page. Hamakom Yenachem Etchem Betoch Sha'ar Avelei Tzion V'Yerushalayim. May the Holy One who comforts Israel grant you solace in your bereavement. And if we could all please stand together, turning to page 50 for Baruch Hu, page 50. You You may be seated on page 51, continuing with responsive reading. O Lord, your word brings on the evening twilight, the heavens proclaim your glory.
And we, your creatures on earth, behold in wonder your endless miracles.
Help us to recognize your guiding power in distant galaxies and in our own souls.
Teach us your law of righteousness and love, so that your Spirit may govern our lives.
Source of peace, bless our worship. May our meditations find favor in your sight.
May our gratitude for your wonders lead us in love to your service.
So that, like the changing seasons, the days, the nights, our lives too will proclaim your glory.
Elchai bekayam, tamidim lo chalenu leolam vaed, Baruch atah Adonai, amari v'ravim.
Page 52, 53.
Avat olam. ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל.
54, rising.
שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני
V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha. V'hayu ha'devarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha. V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam. V'shiftecha b'veitecha u'vlachtecha b'derech u'v'shochbecha u'v'kumecha. U'kshartam la'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beinenecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha. You may be seated, continuing page 56, 57.
והיה אם שמוע תשמעו לפותיי.
Okay, guys?
And on page 57, middle of the page, reading together. Therefore, keep these words of mine in your heart and in your soul. Bind them as a sign upon your arm. Let them be a reminder above your eyes. Teach them to your children, speaking of them when you are at home and when you are away, when you lie down at night and when you rise up in the morning. Write them upon the doorposts of your homes, upon your gates. Thus your days and the days of your children will be multiplied on the land, which the Lord promised to your ancestors, for as long as the heavens remain over the earth. Page 58, 59.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור דבר Adonai Elohechem emet.
On page 60, toward the middle of that page.
ומלכותו ברצון קיבלו עליהם משה בני ישראל לכנו שירה ושמחה רבה ויאמרו כולם מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נדר בקודש נורא תהילות אוסף אלה נורא תהילות אוסף אלה מלכותך ובניך וכהים לפני משה זה ליאנו ואמרו זה ליאנו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב לא מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גל ישראל.
On page 62, 63. Shkivenu.
ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ולשלום מעתה ועד עולם ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך ברוך אתה אדוני הפורש סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים.
Page 64.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורתם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם. כי 6 ימים עשה אדוני השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת וינפש. וידבר משה את מועדי אדוני אל בני ישראל. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, וילמד יברך גדולתי וימליך מלכותי, וכיכונו ומכונו וכאילו כל בית ישראל, בעגלה בזמן קריב אמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם עולם בעלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, יתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמנו קודשה ברכו לאל אמין כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבקתה ונחמתה, תמידן בעלמה ואמרו אמן.
Let's rise together. The evening Amidah for festivals and Shabbos is on page 98. Traditionally recited quietly. So take a few moments for quiet prayer beginning page 98. may be seated. Turning to page 108, top of that page with Vayachul.
ויקולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויקל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישפוט ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות.
Notice that it's only on the first night of Pesach that we omit the next prayers. That is because first night of Pesach is considered Leil Shimurim, a night of guarding, and the reference to Magen Avot, the shield of Abraham, is not needed on a night when we know we're already guarded. So we're going to turn directly to the full Kaddish, which you can find on page 112.
יתגדל ויתקדש שם אל הבא, יעמד יברא כלותי וימליך מלכותי, וכי כל ובימי כל וכי כל בית ישראל, והגלה בזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך, לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח ויתברך וישמע ויתנשא ויתדע ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי לקודשה ולכולי להבין כל ברכתה ושירתה ושבחתה ונקמתה אמירם בעלמא ואמרו אמן. תתגבל צלותון ובאדון לכל ישראל קדם ובהון ושמאי ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה ושמאי וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום גרממה והוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen.
Likewise, on a regular Friday evening, we rise together at this time for Kiddush, but it's assumed on Passover Eve that Kiddush is recited at the Seder. It's the first step of the Seder, so no Kiddush is recited at services. We will, however, rise, turning directly to Aleinu, page 118.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כאויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגול עלינו ככל המונם. ואנחנו תורים ומשתקמים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שחודת השמיים ויוסר הארץ.
May be seated.
כתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד,
And we'll pause now with reverence, remembering yard sites of our beloved departed observe sundown this evening until sundown tomorrow evening, 15th day of Nisan. Shirley Honey Doris Biberman, Arthur H. Ellis, Reuben Henry Foreman, Albert L. Friedman, Gertrude Goldfarb, Bernard Green, Charles Ludwig, Ruth Marin, Yetta Packer, Harry Silber, Maynard Silberberg, Samuel Swerdlin, and Bertha Wolfowitz. Zecher Tzadik Libracha. May their righteous memories continue to bring blessing into all of our lives. Together saying to that, Amen.
Amen.
And in solemn testimony to that unbroken chain of faith, Lador Vador, linking generations. Those in mourning, those observing yard site, will you please rise? Mourner's Kaddish, page 124. Page 124 for Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
V'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael. V'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru. Amen.
Amen.
Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach v'olam olamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei. V'yatadar v'yataleh v'yatalal Shemei dekudshah barichu Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata Damiran v'yalma v'imru Amen. Yehei shlama rabba min Shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom v'imrumav huya aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. May be seated. Schedule of services for the remainder of the weekend through the first 2 days of Yantif. Tomorrow morning, Shacharit services beginning at 10 o'clock, taking place here in the Berman Reuben Sanctuary. And after Shacharit services tomorrow at 12:30, we'll have a brief mincha service. So 10 o'clock Shacharit and a brief mincha service tomorrow at 12:30. Sunday services at 10 a.m. here also in the Berman Reuben Sanctuary. Sunday evening is 5:30 p.m., but that is a virtual-only service. And just a reminder that Chol HaMoed weekday service times, 7:45 in the morning. Those services in the Gorn Chapel. Evening services weekday are virtual-only, 6:45 p.m. And we'll conclude singing tonight, page 16, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bokem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Balkuni leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem leShalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlakim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Shabbat Shalom, Chag
Chag
Sameach.
Sameach.
Chag Sameach. Thank you for being here tonight, helping to make our minyan.
I know, I just didn't. I'm not gonna come.
If you want, you can stay here and just sleep here. I'm going to head over. We'll be back about 9:30 tomorrow morning.
You said this is online tomorrow?
Tomorrow's online and also live,
Okay.
both.
Don't hold it against us, but it's the last 2 days of tax season.
Yeah,
We are like so behind.
crazy. Strapped.
So behind.
Yeah.
They're better off working.
You can catch it online.
think,
and
yeah,
you can
good
play it in the background. It's time to say Kaddish. Let's stand up for Kaddish. It's the end, towards the end of the service. It'll be like close to 12 o'clock.
That would be good.
Okay, we can do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.